Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning show where we discuss all things Magic the Gathering. Good morning, Magic players. And also, so get your questions fired up so that we have a great discussion this morning. Also, we do Decklist review. So if you got a 75 you'd like some feedback on, or you got a spicy brew you'd like to share with the community, show it to us, myself and the community. We'd love to give you the feedback on that list. So brew up your cups of coffee and let's brew up some magic this morning. Welcome, Magic players. It's April 15th, 2021. Welcome to Coffee and MTG. I'm your host, Nikachu Merfolk Master, getting things a little backwards this morning, but it's all good. So long as I'm awake and here, relatively on time, it's going to be a good morning this morning. Good morning, James. Good morning, Galactic Core. Rebecca. Good morning, Lord Magicus. Good morning, Cole. Oh, yeah, it's morning and a new Shocklands art in Magic the Gathering Online to discuss. That's true story. Good morning, Cole, Mikey J, Ulamogs, Donald, Andreas, Galactic Center Core, Fraser T, MTG Box, Straw Boss, Stephen Herman, Alfred, the Iron Warlock, Barbell Boa, VJ, Jen Holvoet, and also Cole Kastner with the super chat. Thank you very much, Cole. Good morning. Stay frosty. I will. We'll stay frosty. And Peyton. So maybe we could can I quickly find this? Let's see. Shit. I'll just look up MTG Goldfish on Twitter. He retweeted this thing. I could look myself up, I guess. Oh no, I need to look up Saffron Olive. But it turns out maybe new secret lair got leaked. Okay, here we go. On Magic the Gathering Online. So what we got here, people, are new arts. So there was a big update on Magic the Gathering Online because of Strixhaven. Big update. Update came with a lot of Easter eggs, I should say. You know, Easter is a little late right now for Wizards of the Coast, but they are here with the Easter eggs. So we've got all these new arts: Blood Crypt, Breeding Pool, Godless Shrine, Hollow Found, Overgrown Tomb, Sacred Foundry. Also, are these all of them? I feel like there should be 10. Steam Vent, Stomping Ground, Temple Garden, and Watery Grave. Am I fucking nuts or something? Are we missing one? I feel like the black is missing in the Godless Shrine here, and the blue's missing out of they're actually monocolor in the center. Now that I think of it, that's probably a Magic the Gathering Online bug. Point is, new arts. New arts, people. Now, is this Secret Lair Shock Take 2? Could be. Could be the case. Look, you got a little bit of a floating person over here in the Watery Grave. That is a Watery Grave. People should be dead there. In all the Watery Graves, I don't see anyone dead in them. I see just a lot of water. So anyway, that's potential new Shocklands for I think some of these are very interesting upgrades. I think the Sacred Foundry looks great. I think the Blood Crypt looks great. The Godless Shrine looks a lot like a Plains back how many how many planes are there in this? That looks like it's many different multiverses. Or sorry, not multiverses, many different planes in the multiverse. Anyway, if you want to upgrade your Shocklands, maybe don't get them right now. Maybe they're going to reveal Secret Lair Shocklands coming up real soon. It's going to happen, people. It's going to happen. Good morning, Little Bird, MTG Ectoplasm, Monster, Amado, Benjamin, Carlos, Bird Brian. Huge fan of my channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, and Bird Brian, I love the avatar. Probably told you before. I'm a sucker for Secret Lair, so I'll most likely get these lands. Out of curiosity, I have not bought a single Secret Lair ever. How many of you buy Secret Lairs? Okay, how many of you bought 2 or more Secret Lairs? I'm so curious. I'm very curious because they've been pumping this shit out like crazy. I'm not really a consumer, so I have no idea how popular it is. But Wizards of the Coast says oh my god, they're making billions. They're making tons of money off of this stuff, and I definitely believe it. I'm just curious to know who's buying this stuff. Is it the modern players? Is it the casual tabletop players? Bought 2 of the Croxa ones. So 2 of the same one. I would say 2 or more of a different secret lair. So we got 0 layers. No secret layers, no free wins for me. I regularly buy the secret layers. All right, so this is something for Cole. Olaf the Snowman. They're not all expensive. You know, when I originally thought, oh, secret layers, they're like billions of dollars. You know, we got secret lair fetch lines for like $300. They actually have a lot of really affordable secret lairs. Look at this. They've got Secret Lair, the official online store. Official online store for secret lairs. Where are they? Past sales? I could have swore I saw a store, like I saw the shop. It was like $30 for this one, $20 for this one. Some of them were more expensive. I can't see it now. Region. Yeah, I guess I'm in America. About. Where's the prices? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, here we go. This is what I saw. Like, I was impressed. They're not really, I didn't think they were really that expensive. $30 for Bitter Blossom Dreams. 30, I guess the problem is getting it while it's available. I mean, that's the hardest thing, getting it while it exists. Look, $30 for Seeing Visions. $40 for Oh My God Kitties. Some of these are very popular. I'm going to be honest. I've spent a lot more than $40, or sorry, a lot more than $30 on a playset of a card before. So if you like the card, if you like the promo, I mean, it's a fucking deal. And I like the Sans, I like the Sans Serum Visions. I swear to fucking God, this is Sans. It's nobody else. How is this not the same person? How? This is the same person. He's got the jewel eye. He's got the jewels going on here. Just have 2 eyes here, just so that they don't get too much copyright problems with Undertale. But it's basically the same thing, in my opinion. I think this is not a coincidence. If I were playing, what is the fucking card? Is this if I was playing Serum Visions, I would get a playset of the Sans Serum Visions. Anyway, how many people? Morning, Luati. My girlfriend got me, oh my God, Kitty secret lair for that for the cards it offered. It currently one of those secret lairs that hold a high price. Absolutely. Also has the blue hoodie. I know. I'm telling you, it's the same card. I actually like that art a lot because I was a fan of Undertale. I played the game, loved the game. Game was great. Maybe that art was stolen too. I don't think the art was stolen, but the idea was stolen. Grandmaster Fish Fam. Oh, good morning. You know, as a chess master, when I see GM, it means only one thing to me: Grandmaster. It doesn't register me as like good morning. Good morning, Simon. All right. Well, anyway, oh, we got some other stuff. Bought one, wasn't thrilled with the purchase after shipping was factored in. Ended up being able to pick up the secret lair cards from my local game store for half the price. Sometimes, I mean, that's how it is on this specialty product. Sometimes you get a deal getting early, but if it's not popular enough, you can get the singles even cheaper once they start hitting the market. I heard, like, it sounds like the most frustrating part of buying these secret lairs is you buy it, I don't know, 6 months in advance and wait forever for them to get shipped. That's what it sounds like to me. Like, hey, we've got this product. We haven't even printed the damn thing yet, but you can buy it today. And then when we are ready to print it, we'll send it to you. I didn't understand that. Like, people want this shit so bad that they are willing to buy it way in advance. Because this is what it sounds like to me. Because people get like a bunch of the secret lairs all at once when they start once the printers go burr. Printers go burr, then boom. Yeah, Grandmaster, GM, or Merfolk Master. Well, I consider myself a Grandmaster if I could win one of those fucking Grand Prix by now. Popular secret lairs are hard to get your hands on after they drop. That's right. Only when I win the GP. Till then, just Merfolk Master. Oh, it's a print. Oh, so it's a print to demand thing. All right, so they don't have any excess print. I got it. That makes sense. So they're like, okay, what is the demand for this thing? All right, that many people want it. All right, that's how much we're gonna print. Gotcha. All right, so you know the drill. 3 question marks before the question, 3 more question marks after the question helps me find your questions amongst all the comments. Or if you're on YouTube, you can cheat with the super chat system. Donating with super chats pushes your question to the top of the feed. Louise, hey Nikachu, I consider you one of the great players of the modern format. Which are the best players you ever played against? I definitely answered this question. The best player I don't know online because I'm not really keeping track of them. And I've played against a lot of great players online, of course, but I don't know who's behind every username. But I can tell you on paper, I played against Sam Black, John Stern, Josh Utter Layton. I played against Adrian Sullivan. I played against, what's his name? Andrea Mengucci. I played against, there's like a Canadian pro, another Canadian pro. I don't remember his name. Lost to him. I played against Jerry Thompson. Oh, I lost. I have a great story about this Jerry Thompson. Let's get Jerry Thompson here. I have a good story. I lost him badly, but and maybe I'll give you guys a riddle. No, I'm not trying to go to the SoundCloud. I just want to enlarge the picture. Let's take a look at Jerry. Okay, I have a great story. And maybe because I discovered a great line. So I'm up against Jerry Thompson. I think it's 2018. It's 2017 or 2018 GP Las Vegas. And Mardu Pyromancer, it's one of the most popular decks of all time right now. Even Reed Duke is dumping Jun for Mardu Pyromancer. That's what's going on with Mardu Pyromancer. But it was a pretty fresh deck, and it was so fresh that it was so fresh at the time that I didn't even realize Ensnaring Bridge was now part of their game plan. Like the OG, the very first build of Pyromancer didn't have Ensnaring Bridge. But once people found that tech, I mean, it was just stocked to the list because, you make these young Pyromancer tokens. They're 1/1s. You draw a card for the turn. You can attack with them. You play whatever card. And then Ensnaring Bridge is basically still a lock. So I'm down a game. I lost miserably game 1. Game 2, I get him down to, I think, 3 life. Sorry. No, I got him down to 1 life. And then Jerry realizes his only line is to Colgan's command himself, make him discard a card so that he can play an Ensnaring Bridge and then, lock my board out. But he had 1 card in hand. 1 card in hand. He's at 1 life with 1 card in my hand. My hand is fucking loaded. I've got lords everywhere. I've got a Master of Waves on the board. I've got a Spreading Seas on the board. I have everything. I have no, I don't have many lords on the board. I have 2 Master of Waves on the board, a million elemental tokens. I have a Mutavault, and I have a Spreading Seas. And I have a million. Now, here's what's important about this game. We pass the turn back and forth 10 times. He draws a card, plays a land, pass. Draws a card, plays land, pass. I draw land. I draw lords and lands and pass. He kept a card in hand the entire game. Now, there comes a point in the game, very late, I don't know, 10, 15 turns later, he decides to play the card that he had, which was Faithless Looting. He had Faithless Looting in his hand the entire time. Now, at that point, I'm lost after he had 0 cards in hand. But here's the deal. My hand has I'm gonna specify the board. There was a point where he thought seizes me, and he sees 4 lords and a dismember. He takes one of the lords. Now, like I said, the board, he has 1 card in hand, and I have a board of Mutavault, Master of Waves, I don't know, Silverquill adapts, and I have a Spreading Seas on the board. How do I win this position? I lose this game. But I woke up the next morning, realize I had a winning line, but I couldn't see it at the time. I don't know if anyone can put this board date in their head. And maybe I grossly described the board state. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it wasn't a. You're right. It wasn't a Thoughtseize. It was an Inquisition. It might have been a Thoughtseize a lot earlier in the game before he had 1 life. Otherwise, it was an Inquisition. He's definitely at 1 life, though. So close, yet so far. Anyway, I wake up the next morning realizing, holy shit, I actually have... Oh, there we go. Lord Magicus finds it. Make the Lord a 6/6, then dismember it and attack for victory. That would have been the fucking awesomest way to win this game. I can't. Well, I don't want to dismember my Master of Waves. I don't think there's any way to dismember. Well, who said the dismember Master of Waves? Anyway, like that's an amazing way to win the game. Yeah, let's empty my hand of Lords because I had a million lands in play myself. I had everything. And I just didn't, and I don't think he saw that line either because he did use multiple hand disruption spells on me, and he never took this dismember from my hand because it's useless. Why would the dismember be relevant? He just kept taking other cards anyway. I lost that match miserably 0-2, but I learned a new line the next morning. And what I found interesting, it came to me like after the moment I woke up. I'm like, holy shit, I could win this game. On that day, I couldn't figure it out. Couldn't figure that out. All right, let's look at some more questions. Good on everyone for figuring out the puzzle, even though I have like no board state to give you. Thoughts on Venerable Warsinger and Modern Spirits? Oh, useless. This is just too clunky. For 3 mana, you gotta be playing your Jog Skull Captains. You gotta be playing your Spell Quellers. You gotta be playing your Skyclave Apparition. There's no way in hell that this is good enough for Modern Spirits. I don't know about other spirits. Maybe Historic Spirits wants it because maybe they have more. They have the 3-drop slot opened up. Cody Vaughn, what reprint would you want to see in Modern Horizons 2? I would love to see reprint. I would love to see True Name Nemesis at this point. You know, I think True Name Nemesis might give me my best shot against like Mono Red Prowess at this point. Like I need some fucking indestructible thing to put on the battlefield. I just don't got it right now. Mikey J, Merfolk has a lot of cards dropped out of the list in the past few years. What's the next card that will fall out in the future? I want to say it's Spreading Seas, but it's not going to be Spreading Seas until Tron disappears. But Spreading Seas is hanging on by a thread, basically. Spreading Seas is sort of hanging on by a thread. Do you think playing Dredge is a sin? No, I don't think so. But it's for the degen. I was about to say combo players, for the non-interactive aggro players. Marcelo asks, "Hey, hello Nikachu. Any tips to enter into Modern? Any good budget decks that can indicate to begin on Magic the Gathering Online? Go check out my Nikachu MTG channel. Look up like best budget decks Modern. Even just probably if you YouTube best budget decks, you'll find it. Yeah, let me go to YouTube. Best budget Modern decks. I'm just gonna look up best budget Modern decks. Boom! Look, I'm here at the top. Here's one. There's these 5 powerful decks, and then again at the next one after that is best powerful budget Modern decks. And this one's very recent. Like I made this 2 weeks ago. Any tips to enter into Modern? You just play it. Go build one of those decks. And all those decks that I suggest are all upgradable. They're all upgradable. Harvey, Unsettled Mariner and Merfolk. What are your thoughts on trying Bant or Azorius Merfolk? I like both of them. Like I'm trying Azorius right now to see if it matters. Like I like the idea of playing with Mara Regery, but Bant Merfolk, I still like Kamena Speaker. I really like the power. Like Kamena Speaker has won me tons of games, just too many games for me to ignore. But I do think going up 1 more mana for Mara Regery has a lot of benefit over Merfolk Mistbinder. I genuinely do. And I'm thinking like maybe even when I'm playing Simic, I should go 2 Merfolk Mistbinder and 2 Mara Regery, because like there is a point where Simic Merfolk might have trouble pushing damage because I'm just getting blocked by a ton of shit. But Regery into playing a creature and tapping down creatures puts me in a position to win the game. Ruben Molinar, hey Nikachu, what do you think would be a fair lord to print for fairies? Does it need to have 1 toughness? Can it have flying and flash? Can we go to 2 men instead of 3? you know what? I think a fair lord would be like a 1/1 flash lord. I think that's totally fair. I think a 1/2 lord with just a 1/2 like a 1/2 lord for 2 mana is totally fair. I think there's a lot of ways of building this fucking lord, and they're just not giving it to fairies, and fairies could really use it. It would maybe I could even revisit Bitter Blossom if fairies had adequate lords to push damage, because like the damage you take off of Bitter Blossom is just brutal. The damage and the creatures are just tiny and weak. You need to push damage. Needs to happen. Mohammed, is Vanishing Verse going to be played in Modern? Yes. Easy. Easy clap. Vanishing Verse. Instant. Exile target monocolored permanent. Hopefully it's going to be a beating to the Heliod Company decks, because you can basically, you can hit the Spike Feeder, you can hit the, well, why would you hit the Spike Feeder when you can hit the Heliod Sun Crown? And that's very important. I think, you know what? I was trying to think very hard. What the fuck is going on with Heliod Company? Why is it so strong? It's actually on paper, I really don't think it is that good. I mean, I know it's 2-card combos, but one of them requires a lot of mana to sink into it between Ballista and Heliod Company, or Heliod Sun Crown. But then it dawned on me, one half of the combo is indestructible. So you get Heliod Sun Crowned out. You can't interact with that card at all, hardly. There are very few cards that can beat that card. Like Path Exile doesn't exile it if it's not a creature. So I realized half the combo is indestructible, and then you just keep jamming out win conditions until one of them sticks. Instead of jamming out one win condition, you exile the Heliod. So anyway, this is going to be a card that's going to push things in the other direction. Maybe Heliod is now going to get some pushback. This is definitely going to see play. So if you think it's cheap, get it. Well, I don't know. This still might end up not being a very expensive card, because it's still going to be, it might end up just being a sideboard card. Maybe it's going to be a main deck card. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Vanishing First, definitely going to see play. Yeah, lands are not color. They are colorless. They have no color. They have nothing. Where am I here? The questions. Nil Gruner, when did you and Grandpa Nikachu start playing? I started playing. Oh, my grandpa's been playing for forever. I just started playing. It's been playing since the beginning. I started playing in 1999, as far as I know. Frasek, do you enjoy playing limited formats, or are they too pony for you? I don't say that limited is a pony format. Like, that's a very serious skill-based format. But I will say that it's underpowered, and I really just don't enjoy the format. Like, there's a lot of aspects to limited that I just absolutely hate. For example, if you have like the best deck in the world, you can't really relive that deck more than one tournament. You just play 3 rounds with it. Now, not only that, the variance is just fucking insanely high. It's way higher than in regular constructed Magic. Your odds of getting mana screwed, or you're just going to be down on cards too much based on mulligans, and mulligans really murder you in limited more than in constructed Magic. And taking aggressive mulligans is also a death sentence. So like there's a lot of non-game. What I'm saying is a lot of non-games in limited. So you spend all this time to craft this deck, and then you can turn a pile of shit to winning, or a really good deck could end up losing, and you can only live it for 3 rounds. That's it, and then the deck is done. Sometimes 4, pending the tournament structure, but it's really a short-lived experience, and I don't really care for it. I just don't care for it. I like sculpting and changing a deck over time, and I can relive that deck over and over again. So, and it's just much more fun to watch. The cards are more powerful. Everything is great. Ammon, how do you feel about Test for Talents in Blue Black Mill or general? Test for Talents, or is it Test for Talent? What is this card's name? Test of Talents. Warning you people, you give me the wrong name, I'm not going to give you an answer. It's completely modern playable. It looks terrible for mill though. Yeah, we went over this card. This is going to be like if you're a blue mage, get a play set of this. Maybe even get the foils while you can. This is any deck that plays blue is going to want to have this in their toolbox. Like as a merfolk player, I gotta get myself 4 of these because in the right metagame, you know, Scape Shift is very possible. Scape Shift is a card that has seen tons of play over the history of Modern, and you counter this once, and you counter all of them. Good luck. Good luck winning. Good luck winning. Some decks have depended straight up on this one card. You know, they might have Bring to Light to get extra copies of Scape Shift, but after you exile all their Scape Shifts, that's it. The game's over, basically. Well, maybe not. That's a bit strong. They could like Valakut you out to death, but it's just unlikely. In mill, sounds terrible. It's too reactive. You need to be proactive in mill. Claude, do you think they should ban Thoughtseize and Pioneer and print Inquisition of Kozilek into the format? No! Do you think Thoughtseize is too strong? It's actually been I think it's a benefit that they lose life. I think Inquisition of Kozilek is better than Thoughtseize. You look at Modern, you know, in a deck that doesn't want to lose life like Death Shadow. So if you look at like a random Mardu deck or a Jund deck, they'll play 4 Inquisition, but then they'll only play 2 Thoughtseize in the main and the extra copies of Thoughtseize in the sideboard because you don't want to lose a life. It's actually a big disadvantage. So you'll actually improve their cantrips if you replace it with Inquisition. Luca, do you dabble in Historic? Yep, you can find that on my you can go to my alternate YouTube channel where I post my gameplays, Nikachu MTG stream. Some of you are already there, all 67 of you representing. I have some historic content there, and we are going to continue with the historic content. Historic's already underway. Historic is underway, and I'm playing a little bit on my phone. Very little bit. Where did I go? My spell shift deck came to me at 3 a.m. on a work night, and I ran to my computer and tossed like 16 cards together before I forgot. Sometimes you just see lines or synergies at weird times. Sometimes you have that eureka moment, and you got to take advantage of that eureka moment. You write that stuff down. Nathan Woods, you had a video up about a masterclass on Modern Tron, but it seems to have disappeared from your channel. Where can I find it? So I unlisted a lot of my videos, but you can still find it through the playlist. Okay, hold on. So let's go to Nikachu MTG. Okay, I'll tell you how you find it. How is Nikachu MTG streams doing better? Like it's higher up on the search results than Nikachu MTG. What a disgrace. So scroll down. Oh, where's all my playlists? Playlists. Oh, here we can see all of them. Nikachu MTG interviews.
You're not a dish.
No, I'm not a dish. So go to Nikachu MTG interviews, and you can find the masterclass of Tron with Joe Lissette. It's somewhere here. Here we go. Modern Tron masterclass. So you can't search for these anymore because the way I understand YouTube, these super long videos are actually super damaging to my channel. They're very damaging. From what I understand now, you either make all long videos on your channel or you make all short videos. And mixing it up makes your channel a little jank. So I've unlisted all of them. So, but they are still there. They're just unlisted. So and Nikachu MTG videos, and boom, you can find everything. We got stuff on Grixis Shadow, Blue Moon, Eldrazi Tron. Some of this stuff is out of date, but some of this stuff is still good. I'm sure what we have on Amulet Titan's still okay. This Ad Nauseam one, that one might be a little out of date, but whatever. Maybe Ad Nauseam can come back one day. Just needs a new Simian Spirit Guide of some sort. Eric asks, I'm a Modern player. Would it be better for me to buy a case of Modern Horizons 2 or buy singles? The singles! If you buy a case of Modern Horizons 2, you're not going to really get what you want. Like it's just going to be a bunch of random cards. And then you're going to have to hope to sell them at a loss for the cards that you actually want. You always get the singles. Always get the singles. Like buying boxes is like the way of getting cards of like, I don't know, 10 or 20 years ago. These days, we've got tons of stores and online merchants. And, you know, there's all sorts of ways of buying stuff. Get the singles. Yellow chair. In Is It Prowess, why do some players play Serum Visions, but others opt? Which is better in your opinion? Serum Visions digs deeper. Opt can be played at instant speed. So when it comes, I don't know. If I were to take a guess, I want to say Opt is better because you can play Opt during creature combat. On the other hand, there is a say you could say Serum Vision's a little bit better because you get to dig deeper into your deck. So maybe we could put it like this. The only time that playing at instant speed is going to matter is if there are blockers. So the more blockers there are in the format, the more creatures, the more reason you might want to have Opt in your deck so that you can surprise your opponent with a lot of damage or make it very difficult for them to play properly or play perfectly, I should say, because when you play with Serum Visions, you gotta play it on your main phase, and you're I don't want to say telegraphing, you're showing your opponent how big your creatures are at that moment, and they have more information to work with if they want to block your creatures or not. Whereas with Opt, they can play at an instant speed, and Serum Vision just keeps the gas coming a lot better than Opt does because it can dig deeper into your deck. But anyway, those are my thoughts. I think the more creatures there are to block, Opt goes up in value, Serum Visions goes down. James, is Spreading Seas too slow for burn, or is it Dex? Way too slow. Any budget substitute for Auriok Champion? Yes, Core Firewalker. Very good budget substitute. Not going to help versus the Death Shadow decks. Or it will help, but it won't be as good because you can't block Death Shadow all day and all night. But it's not bad. It's not bad, people. In fact, in some cases, this is better. Like against the Prowess decks, this is just hands down better. It's pro red. It's a bigger creature. And whenever your opponent plays spells, you gain life. It's not when creatures enter the battlefield, you gain life. It's whenever they play spells, you gain life. So this is a very good budget. Look, it's 40 cents. Grab your Core Firewalkers. Grab your Firewalkers. Armado, what year did you start playing Magic, and what's your favorite expansion set and why? I started playing in 1999, and my favorite expansion set. Are you just saying what's my favorite set? I want to say it's like Masks block, like Mercadian Masks or something like that, but that set is garbage. It just has some nostalgic feel to it because it's one of the first sets that I was opening. It was like my first booster pack was a Mercadian Masks set. Maybe Theros, though. I feel like Theros feels very dull and boring to me right now, but it was the most influential set in my life. It brought the Master of Waves, which led me to Merfolk. Straw Boss, do you have a recommendation for getting into Ponza? Is there a build you would recommend? Yes, red-green Ponza. The deck is pretty easy to play. It's like powerful. It's strong. It gets free wins. Even without Blood Moon, I think it's just a very strong choice. So I would say the red-green Ponza deck. I think the mono red versions, I mean, they're playable, but Prison is just a lot harder to play, and the onus is on you for your deck to line up with your opponent. And it's fine, like you can still do that, but Pawns is just more proactive. What's wrong with like playing big creatures and smashing face? You know what I mean? Cole Kastner, could Shadrix Silverquill see any play in Stoneblade midrange decks? Shadrix. Oops. No. Unless you can get this card out cheaper. 5 mana. Flying double strike. At the beginning of combat, each of your turns, you may choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. Target player creates a 2/1 whatever token with flying. Target player draws a card, loses a card. This is unplayable. 5 mana is way too expensive for mono. There's no fuck. You at 5 mana, you might as well recast your Batterskull. Ethan, if I would budget a tribal deck, is it possible to cut Ether Vial at all? Yes, it is possible. Just replace it with lands. Gaming TR, do you think there is a good Neo Storm build in the format? No. I mean, there's probably a good build, but it's probably still not well positioned. You know, like maybe Neo Brand should make a comeback. Is it time for the Neo Brand players to like stick their head out of the water? Get out of that fucking swamp. Like, I don't think there's many force and negations in the format right now. Maybe I'm wrong. There's still a lot of control. Like of course, there's still people playing control. Like, it's not winning as much. Or maybe it's winning enough. There's still 5% here just in winning. Because the problem is, like, control was always so popular. Like, it held one of these top 5 spots all the time that there's enough force negations holding it back. Like, I understand that there's no more Simian Spirit Guide, but they can replace it with Mox Amber. Yeah, they used it, but they can replace it with Mox Amber. They actually have some ways around it, because Mox Amber can add black mana with Grizzlebrand out. So interesting. Maybe there is some positioning for Neobrand. It's possible. Thoughts on first day of class for Modern Dredge? Didn't hear about it, so it's probably garbage. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield in your control this turn, put a +1/+1 counter and it gains haste until end of turn and has learn, and it's an instant. This is unplayable. Every single card in your deck, like, they don't care. They're not looking to make their creatures bigger. They're looking to just draw cards and put more creatures from the graveyard on the battlefield. This is just grossly unplayable. Oh, what is playable? What is the new Dredge card? The new Cathartic Reunion. What's the new Cathartic Reunion? Because that is something. Let me look up Sodek. So in other news, Sodek now has got a 5/0. He got a 0/3 in another league, but he snapped 5/0'd with Thrilling Discovery. That's what it was. Thrilling Discovery. So Dredge, well, we'll see what happens. Dredge will always pop up, and then it's going to get, fact of the matter is, we do have answers to Dredge. We do have answers. We'll just say it. We have answers to Dredge. That's all I'm going to say. We have answers to Dredge, but Dredge might have got more high variance than it was before. So when it's good, it's going to even be better than it was before. It's a second fucking Cathartic Reunion, as if they need more Cathartic Reunions. That's what this world needs, more Cathartic Reunions. Jack Torborg asked, does anyone know someone who plays Penny Dreadful and streams, looking to do some brewing, but look for someone who plays for some advice? I only know Lord Magicus plays Penny Dreadful, and he does have, I'm pretty sure he has some videos on YouTube about it. So you can go check him out. Lord Magicus. He's in the chat. Will Fracture see play in modern sideboards? Yes. I think so. Yes. Yes. 2 mana, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker? Absolutely. I don't know how much play, but something. Like, that looks like a one of to me, in my opinion. That looks like a one of. What is this? Nikachu dish confirmed. You're a dish. I don't know what that means, but thank you very much. Eric, I play Wake Thrasher in a token deck with Tillion's Summer. How can I make Wake Thrasher better? Like, you don't need to do, you just need to untap with a lot of permanents to make Wake Thrasher good. What is this? Tillion Summer? Or Summoner? I'm sorry, you don't have the name right. I don't know what the name of this card is. Can't help you. Thomas, is it a good time to buy Chalice of the Void? Ooh, the best time was like 6 months ago. But let's go check it out. MTG stocks. MTG, they should just have a MTG stonks as well. Chalice of the Void. Look at the price. Oh, yes. I would say yes. It is a very good time to buy Chalice of the Void. Now is the perfect look. Like, a lot of cards skyrocketed in price. Chalice didn't. Chalice is flat. So that's a good sign for buying into it. Like, it's gonna, you see how it like jumps up? Because there's always these moments in Magic, in Modern, where chalice is really well positioned. You need those chalices or you're dead. And maybe it's still a little flat thanks to Time Spiral Remastered, but it would be a good time. Like, I don't think it's going down a whole lot more. The best time to whoops, this is not the best time to get the best time to get any card is when it's like flat or it's reached its plateau. You know, the worst time is to get it after it spikes. That's the worst time. That's when it's too late. So you got to ask yourself, you want it now or you want it when it like jumps up again? You know, there's a lot of, you know, this plateau down here, it's very similar to this plateau down over here. And people are like, "Well, I don't know if it's the right time to buy yet." And then boom, this happens. And it looks like for the last, I mean, it's basically the same price today as it was 5 years ago. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Any room for Haze of Rage and New Boros Prowess? Waiting on this, but it sounds like a fog effect or something. Oh, it has buyback. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn, and it's Storm. Storm with buyback. I want to say no, but you know what? This is not the most ridiculous card I've ever seen. It's still clunky. Like, you don't really want the game to get to turn 4. You don't want the game to get to turn 4. I would rather be playing with that storm card that makes your creatures unblockable. So I'm gonna sort of say no. I'm gonna say no, but maybe. But maybe. I'll give that a little bit of a maybe over there. Smigma, Lasagna. What do you think of Collected Conjuring would need as a new card for the archetype to see play in Modern? I don't think this card's playable. I don't know, maybe a blue-red burn deck. I don't know how this blue-red burn deck exists. So you can exile top 6 cards of your library, you may cast up to 2 sorcery cards. Oh, and it has to be sorcery too, with converted mana cost 3 or less from among them without paying their mana cost. Put the exiled cards not cast this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. It's probably just unplayable. Like your deck has to be founded on like sorcery speed cards, which is just not happening. Like you need 30 sorcery speed cards to turn this on. Is basically what has to happen. It's just not playable. All right, you know what time it is? It is time for a deck list review. That's it. That's right. Deck list review. So get into my Discord. In the description, there is a link to my Discord. It's a fine Discord. It's a lovely Discord. Go to the channel Decklist Review, and in there, in Decklist Review, you can use the command !review deck space. Give the URL to your deck list, and you'll be eligible at random to be chosen for deck list review. So as we wait for people to submit their deck list, we're going to thank our sponsors, starting with FusionGamingOnline.com. I mean, if you're looking for pre-ordering singles or sealed product for Strixhaven, I guess you don't have to pre-order anymore. No, I think pre-order still happens. Pre-order it today. You can get it at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget the weekly deal of the week. Save 15% off all showcase singles. So if you want that fancy art to a card to spice up, upgrade your art, your bling out your deck, you could do that at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget, you can use coupon code Nikachu at checkout. Let them know I sent you. Also, you get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. And you better believe people are just brewing like crazy these Lumimancer decks. We see Jeskai, we see Boros in many different variations. Do you want to play with Mox? Mishra's Bauble? Do you want to play with Lurrus? Do you want to play with Not? The only way you can figure out all these lists, which is the best list for you, is when you rent it with Mana Traders. Tinker around with all the cards, because you're just renting the cards. If the card doesn't work out, you send it back, borrow some other cards. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or you can save 15% off the first 2 months using my coupon code Nikachu. Anyway, all right. Hey, Blighted Admiral, welcome to your first stream. And Haze of Rage turns on Magecraft. Yeah, but it's still clunky. Like, unless you're playing like Manamorphose into Haze of Rage, like Storm is hard to pull off. We'll just put it that way. And if you have a lot of lands to play a lot of spells, you might be better off just playing the spells themselves. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. Where did the luck go today? Where did the luck go today? Oh, my thing is not working. Sometimes I gotta put random in twice. Oh! Okay, next person in the queue, Wayman. Congratulations, Wayman. You are the next contestant on Decklist Review. With Modern Merfolk, it's been a while. I haven't seen a Modern Merfolk deck in fucking ages. We've been seeing like a whole bunch of other decks. When I first started Decklist Review, we saw tons of Merfolk decks. Now we don't see so many. Online, 51 ticks, $300 on paper. Seems like a budget deck. Modern Merfolk on a budget, kind of. Looking for any good Merfolk recommendations or perhaps a couple counterspell options. All right, so you want to go Simic on a budget. You have Breeding Pool, Hinterland Harbor, Island, Mutavault, Temple of Mystery, Windswept Heath. Not in love. Okay, what is some... You're playing Hinterland Harbor, but you're not playing Botanical Sanctum. What's going on here? Botanical Sanctum is, not only is it cheaper at $4, but it's way better. But Hinterland Harbor only enters the battlefield untapped if you control an island already, which you don't even have many of. You have 4 island, 4 breeding pool, and 2 windswept heaths. You have literally 10 lands. If you don't have those lands, this comes into play tapped, and it'll come into play as complete rubbish. So you got to replace that with Botanical Sanctum. I might also look into playing with the Pathway lands. I also, given that you're not playing with Aether Vial, well, your curve is a bit... No, your curve is not... 21 is like risky. I'd go to 22 lands if I were you. I'd go to 22 lands, especially with the Mutavaults. You have 17 blue sources. You got to up that to at least 18, or these Master of the Pearl Tridents and Lord of Atlantis are going to be really clunky. Command Speaker, great. Not a fan of Deep Root Elite. 2 thumbs down on Deep Root Elite. I'd play with Merfolk Branchwalker instead. This card is not good at attacking. It's not good at blocking. It depends on it being alive for it to do anything. So not... Oh, you do have Branchwalker, so you have both. I still dump this fucking card. I would get another Silverquill Adept and Reedry if I can. Wow, Reedry costs money? It costs money. You know, like $2 or something. $2.50. What is up with that? Even the... Well, whatever. So I would play more of the other cards. Silverquill Adept, Reedry. Even... Well, Lord of Atlantis might cost a little too much money for you, but I would try to exchange these Deep Root Elites for more of the other better cards. You got some good cards here. I mean, well, Disallow is expensive. I would go all in on Mana Leak and Spell Pierce. You have 1 Spell Pierce in you. Like, you don't have Vial, so holding up 3 mana is just fucking nightmare. That is just never going to happen. I would go... You can have 1 Archmage's Charm. Like, I don't mind the Archmage's Charm because it can deal with the board. The thing with Disallow is it can't deal with the board. I mean, I like the card. I don't mind it. Counter target like spell and activated abilities and triggered abilities. I don't mind that ability. I don't mind that effect. It's a good effect. But like I would, instead of Disallow, holy crap, it's expensive. Is this a Commander All-Star? I might look into something like, ooh, what's it called? What is the birdie? What's the birdie that you can cycle and counter triggered? A Nimble Obstructionist. If you really love that effect, you want to not counter spells, but counter activated abilities or triggered abilities, I'd be looking at this card. It's the same thing, except, get this, you get to fucking draw a card after you counter the triggered ability. You don't get that with Disallow. So you can counter activated and triggered abilities, and you draw a card, because it's whenever you cycle Nimble Obstructionist, counter target activated or triggered ability. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. Hold on, I get that Decklist review thing back. Or instead of using it as a counterspell, it can be a random creature. You can have a 3/1 creature on the board. And it's dirt cheap. Look, it's 34 cents. They reprint in Commander 2020. How dare you? Well, that was a bad spec, I guess. I can't remember what I bought this thing for, but it was like $1. So I didn't like. I bought a playset early. I thought, oh my god, I'm getting in on this thing while it's cheap. Well, it got cheaper. Get in while it's 34 cents, people. This is a modern playable card, so I think this is a very good. I think this is a good ability to replace this. Well, because it can be a creature at the same time. But alternatively, if you're looking for, like, you could take out some deep root elites for this. You the only counter spells you should have are like Spell Pierce and Mana Leak because they're the cheapest. Like, they don't cost much. They're on a super budget. Like, this 26 cents. It's 1 mana, so when you have 3 mana in play, you play your Lord, you hold up the Spell Pierce. It's great. Or you could play Mana Leak. It's harder to hold up, but it does a decent job of like impersonating a counter spell. That's you got it. Yeah, we need a 18th land, I think, in here for all these double blue cards. Oh, you got Thieving Skydiver, Mass Vandal. You have a very colorful sideboard. Anyway, that's my feedback for the questions that you have asked. Why did it have to be a bird and not a homie merfolk? I know. They're not giving merfolk should have more of that tricksy stuff. Whatever. Birds also is suffering. Bird tribal, they don't have shit. They're just starting to print more birds these days. Jake the Snake 22 or 21, sorry. Not to be mistaken with Jake the Snake 22. And now on MTG Goldfish, it's Jake Murray 21. Sticking with that 21 though. Knights. I like someone's trying to make knights work. I don't like the light green splash just for collected company, though. I don't know how I feel about that one. We have no description. All right, let's look at this. Dauntless Bodyguard. Good card, I think. Good card. Fervent Champ. Like, it's chosen enters the battlefield. Choose. Oh, you can put this in anything. As Dauntless Bodyguard enters the battlefield, choose another creature you control. Sacrifice it. The chosen creature gains indestructible until end of turn. That's actually pretty good. Ancient Ziggurat or Unclaimed Territory? And Unclaimed Territory. Actually, that's a good because Ancient Ziggurat can't cast counter spells even for colorless mana. All right, so we got Fervent Champion, Inspired Veteran, Knight of the White Orchid, Thala's Lieutenants. Are these all humans? Probably. Worthy Knight. Whenever you cast a Knight spell, create a 1/1 white human creature token. That's a busted card. That's a really good card right there. That's very strong. That card by itself, like it's Young Pyromancer on a creature for Knights. Acclaimed Contender enters the battlefield. If you control another knight, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a knight or equipment or legendary artifact from among them. Put into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Benelish Marshal. I think we should go up on 4 of these. We should go to 4. Knight of Autumn. This is a very good card. This is a very good card. I don't know if it's worth splashing green for, but this is a very good card. Skyclave Apparition. This has nothing to do with this deck at all. What is the oh, it's for Pioneer. I was looking at this like this is a modern deck. All right, fuck everything I just said. You don't have to worry about Blood Moon. Yeah, sure, splash a little green. Maybe we go up on the Knight of Autumns. I don't know what's more important. I actually don't know what Knight of Autumn's position is in Pioneer. Sideboard to come. It's on the way. Jake the Snake 21. Castle Ardenvale. This one might be a little clunky. You might not want the Castle Ardenvale. You're not a deck that's going into the late game. You don't have. I don't know if you have enough planes. You have 5. That's it. I actually might dump this, even as a 1 of. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's fine as a 1 of. Collected Company Embercleave. Yeah, this card might be okay. We've got the right deck for Collected Company. How many 1-drops do you have? You don't have that many 1-drops. You know, we might want to go up on... Actually, yeah, I would go to 8 1-drops. You are... For an aggro deck, you're not even playing anything on turn 1. You have to have 4 Dauntless Bodyguard. At least 4 more. Cut a Knight and a Skyclave Apparition if you have to. Or, no, cut the White of Night. You just have a 1 of here. Like, who cares about this card? So get rid of the Knight of White Orchid and the 1 Knight of Autumn. Go up to 2, like, 4 Dauntless Bodyguard. You know, for, like, an aggro deck. And you are an aggro. Like, you're a creature deck. Like, you can't be starting the game on turn... I don't think you can be starting the game on turn 2. So, Furno says, I would cut the Skyclave and go up a Knight of Autumn and Benelish Marshal. So that's an option too. I don't know what the positioning of this card is. or either of these cards, to be honest, in historic, or sorry, in Pioneer. I do like Benelish Marshal because this is a lord, so you can collected company into a giant pile of damage. So between Benelish Marshal and Thou's Lieutenant, you're gonna get some serious damage through. Isn't there another 1-drop White Knight? Just looking at this list makes me want to play Knights. Like, look how much you can get. Oh, you have another lord here too. This is the fucking merfolk of Pioneer, as far as I'm concerned. This is the fucking merfolk of Pioneer. And it looks great too. Is Fervent Champion really the best, like, 1-mana knight? Do we have not much to work with here? CMC equals to 1. Legal and Pioneer. Let's go. What do we have to work with at 1 mana? Dauntless Bodyguard, tier 0. Like, this is not that bad. I don't know if okay, First Strike is a big deal, to be honest. Like, I like that one. Oh, no, yeah, this is just good. Whenever it attacks another target attacking knight you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. That is just too good. Even though we're not equipping anything. Okay, I'm sold. Do we have enough red mana? Like, this is turn 1. So you need... Like, this doesn't work. This works. This works. So your mana base actually doesn't make this card work, though. Bet this card could use... Oh, maybe Maul of Skyclaves. Actually, that Maul of Skyclaves might be better than Emberclave. Okay, so you have a problem with your 1-drop. You need 14 untapped red sources on turn 1 to make this work. And you don't have that. You've got Stomping Ground. Okay, that's good. You got Sacred Foundry. Okay, that's 8. Clifftop Retreat doesn't count because this card doesn't enter the battlefield untapped by itself. But don't you have access? Isn't there a red-white fast land that you have access to? Like, is there not? What's the fast land? Like, we definitely have access to, like, fucking good lands. These lands that check to see, the check lands are garbage. They're just garbage. These Sun Petal Groves and these Clifftop Retreats, people, get them the fuck out of your deck. Enters about, like, they're just terrible. They're only playable in, like, maybe 2-color, in 3-color decks for control decks. Inspiring Vantage is what we want, yeah. Yeah, Pathways are okay. Oh, actually, how good is Actually, Pathway is not too bad in this list because you got a lot of colorless here. So you go turn 1 red source. It doesn't hurt. Actually, it hurts the Benelish Marshal a lot. I like this. I just hope that you have enough interaction. Like, you have a good aggro plan. I hope there's enough interaction to not get fucking blown out by, I don't know, combo decks and control decks. It is a lordy deck. I wanted to say that triple white with Benelish and the red from Ember would bite each other. Well, it doesn't, does it? Oh, it costs 1 less to cast. So it's not free. So maybe the red is a bit ambitious. Like, I like Fervent Champion. But is it worth the red? Or at least, at the very least, we can remove Emberclave for something else. I don't know if Emberclave is worth it. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm fucking wrong about that, and Fervent Champion gets to put on it cheap. I would say try it, but it is a bit clunky. But you suggested them in replacement of fetch lines in that famous video. Well, that was before. No. Oh, I'm just saying you can play that, but we haven't even played, like, we haven't even played the real good lands first. Like, we have Inspiring Vantage. Now, let's say we already maxed out on all the best non-fetch lands. Then we can move on to Then we can move on to Clifftop Retreat. Well, look at this. $25 for Clifftop Retreat. Inspiring Vantage, $5. This is cheaper and it's better. Like, this is win-win all around. I'm seeing this happen. We just saw that in the last list, and we're seeing it again. These check lands are crap. For well, crap is a very strong word. We've got better lands to work with, so let's work with the better lands. This adds red or white on turn 1. And we need that to cast the Fervent Champion. So not only do we have to replace Clifftop Retreat, we now have to stick in like 2 more red sources. And I would suggest the Pathway lands. There's I'm sure there's I would suggest the red-white Pathway. Where are you? Here we are. Needle leverage Pathway. Also cheap, $2, $2.86. Better than Sun Petal. Well, I don't know about Sun Petal Grove. Do you have 10? You need 10 green sources to make Collected Company work. You only have, yeah, you have 10. Okay, you got it. Sun Petal Grove, maybe I'll make us, like, I don't, like, replace this fucking card. Replace that one too. You get rid of that card. What about Tournament Grounds? People are, Tournament Grounds, Tournament Grounds, Tournament Grounds. Oh! Oh, look at here. We have like a super, we have basically like the sliver hive for the knights. So this is actually superior to all this shit, and it's actually worthless. It costs nothing. So this is better. And we also have unclaimed. Yeah, what do we even? Well, we can't have. Okay, hold on. Now, originally this deck had Skyclave Apparition, but I still think we can fit in this Tournament Grounds. Definitely. Because this is not a knight. What's in the side? We don't have a sideboard here yet. We do have to be a little careful because then you can't cast Embercleave anymore. Because this thing adds a generic mana. So this is a possibility. It is not clear that it is strictly better, though, given that we are playing with Embercleave and maybe Skyclave Apparition, though I think we should be dumping this card. It might be better than Snow-Covered Plains, though. No, it is better than Snow-Covered Plains. So you can replace, because there's no point in having Plains, right? There's like there's no Blood Moon in the format, so you can replace all the Snow-Covered Plains, I guess, with Tournament Grounds. This is just much better. No, you can't take out Stomping Ground because we need it for Collected Company. This deck is playing with Collected Company. Fraser T with the super chat. Hey, Nikachu, do you ever think about playing leagues once in a while with Decklist review decks you found interesting enough? I can't. There's just leagues just take way too long. Leagues are basically like a 2 to 3 hour affair, so I cannot do it. I mean, I sometimes take in dono decks, but like I just cannot. Once a year, I'll do it. Once a year. I am very impressed with this list, though. I'm more of a YouTuber, less of a streamer. Streaming takes tons of time. You see those people grinding those 7 to 8 hour days. It's crazy. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Oh, Tournament Ground can cast Cleave? Oh, or Equipment Spell. All right. So it is a strictly better card for equipment spells. Still can't cast Skyclave Apparition, but it's fine. I agree. Replace the Snow-Covered Plains, and we can actually cast Embercleave along with our knights. Reading the card says what the card does. Nick, read the cards. I am reading the cards. Just takes a while, that's all. Unclaimed territory and take out Stomping Ground? No, we can't do that because we have the Collected Company, and we definitely, like, we don't have many green sources. And remove the Sun Petal Grove with something. You actually might be able to go down a land. No. How many lands can we go down? You might be able to go down to 23 lands. You might be able to do that because you're a pretty creature-dense deck. This deck has a lot of hope to it. I like this deck for the most part. It's very interesting. Yeah, hit the like button. You might be better overall to go Mardu and have the Black Knights. I don't know what you get for black. But in green, you get like potentially Knight of Odd. You might have access to better sideboard cards with green. Unclaimed territory for Temple. You need the green. Like, you need all these green cards to cast Collected Company. We are at exactly 10 that you need to cast Collected Company by turn 4. If you go down one of those green cards, you can't cast Collected Company reliably. You just can't do it. So Unclaimed territory is not allowed to replace any of those. You could replace the last plains. So Tournament Grounds can be 4 plains and then one of them can be Unclaimed territory. Anything else? You could replace the Castle Ardenvale, maybe. Do you think there is any deck archetype that can be viable in every format? Do you think Any deck archetype. Can't say anything is possible. Yeah, we're doing pretty well, actually. Even for deck list review. Some people are like, why don't you do more deck list review? Well, because like 20% of people leave, and it can sometimes be really long to do. Venerable Knight. Do we have Venerable Knight in here? No, we don't. What is Venerable Knight? Honestly, by the look of it, I might try to squeeze, like, honestly, I might try to squeeze in 11 knights, so you always have something to do on turn 1. Then you smash out the Lord, and then you follow it up with, like, Thou's Lieutenant and Benelish Marshal. It looks like this is just, there's a very good Lord deck here. It would be nice, however, if there was one more, maybe slightly more interact. Skyclave might be enough interaction. Chili Jack says, deck list review is my favorite part. I would look at Maul of the Skyclaves for this deck. Oh, Maul. Yeah, I like the idea of Maul of the Skyclaves over Emberclave. And it might make the deck a little cleaner. Venerable Knight is, when it dies, put a 1/1 counter on target knight you control. Like, this might be my knights numbers 9 to 11. Because I think it's good. No, History of Benalia is too clunky. Just way too clunky. 3 mana. Like, basically what you're saying with this card is, on turn 5, I'm going to have a big turn. Whereas with this deck, they're saying by turn 3, we're going to have a big turn. Like, we're already getting the game going. Like, this is literally Merfolk. It's literally Merfolk. Except you have access to, I mean, Merfolk in Historic also has, like, no, sorry, Merfolk in Pioneer also has no evasion. So, hold on, how do we get evasion with this deck? Well, no, we may not need it because we're just powering through. How many humans are there? Human. Worthy Knight might not be as good as I think it is in this deck, but it's still probably fine. I like the idea of the Skyclave apparitions because it gives you a little interaction. So I might want to keep the Skyclaves, honestly, people. I might want to keep the Skyclaves. Maybe I'm overrating Worthy Knight. Maybe I'm underrating. I don't know. Definitely, I'll say this much. If you have a sideboard, I don't know if we keep Skyclave in the main deck, but if you have a sideboard, I'd keep 4 in the 75 somewhere. Anyway, I still want to keep this. I'm Nikachu gonna download this deck. Can keep that in mind. No, I want to download. Just download the damn thing. I don't want to open it. Save file. Save it. Because this actually perks my interest. Like, it's basically a Merfolk deck. It's almost like how people play Slivers in maybe is this like modern playable? Is this modern playable? This is so fucking close. But then makes you wonder, why are you playing this over humans? I don't know. Just something to think about. No, I'm not sure. Anyway, I think that was a lot of discussion for that deck to improve it. It's definitely has something there, and now we just made sure it was refined for perfection. And maybe just playtesting will tell whether any of these changes are good or not. Anyway, that's it for deck list review. So that's going to be it for the stream for today. As usual, if you want to see the replays, go check out Nikachu MTG streams, my alternate YouTube channel, for all your replays of Coffee and MTG and my gameplay goodness. If I didn't get to your comments, questions, or deck list today, don't worry. We do this Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. You want to support the channel? You could leave a sub at Twitch. You could become a patron at patreon.com. Also, you could hit the join button on YouTube, or you can contribute with the super chats. It's all good. I appreciate everyone's way of supporting the channel. But thank you for being making me a part of your daily routine. Once again, I say this every day, but I mean it. This show is nothing without all of you. If you guys don't show up, we have no discussion. There's nothing to talk about. And between myself and all of your help, without millions of you telling me that, what's it called? What the hell is this called? Tournament grounds. Without millions of you telling me that tournament grounds can help equip creatures, maybe we would never figure that out. Maybe that would never happen. Maybe maybe Embercleave would be removed from the deck. But thanks to all of you, we know that Tournament Grounds is the best card for this deck, replaces the planes. So thank you very much for making me a part of your daily routine, keeping that conversation going. So keep brewing up that coffee, and we'll keep brewing up Magic. See you guys next time.